So, hello everyone, and welcome to the first episode of this series where I document my quest to develop my first retro game for the ZX81. And that's the goal, just to have some fun and to program a computer that's older than me. And when I say limitations here, what do I mean with that? So I will, for full immersion, restrict myself to the tools and documentation that would have been available to me, let's say, in late 1981. So just the ZX81. And if I want to document something or plan something, I either do it on paper or I use TazWord for the ZX81. And otherwise, it's going to be a basic program. I will, of course, afford myself the luxury of the 81 emulator, so no hardware, and I will have a 16K RAM expansion, and I will also save one tape file per program or per document, so no multiple programs on the same tape, and I will simply use the save tape file and load tape file function of the 81 emulator. But otherwise, I'll go for full immersion, and also for the game, I will sort of limit myself to the knowledge that would have been available again back in late 1981. As for myself, as I hinted at, the ZX1 is older than me, but not by much. But I've started as a kid with a PC AT, so no 8-bit computers. I've only briefly used the C64 in person. Otherwise, I only know stuff from videos and from museums and whatnot. But I've started with GW basic programming, so not too different from the scope of early 80s basic. So I rather think I know my way around, apart from the quirks of the ZX basic dialect. So here I will have a bit of a learning curve to get used to both the features and the absence of features that I might be used to. But I worked on things with line numbers and such, so that's not a big learning curve on that end. I also have done a bit of retro game development with a similar project a couple years earlier, but there I didn't get much past the prototype stage, and at some point I think I got lost in the too many bells and whistles I wanted to add before focusing on the core features. So this time I'm essentially starting over with a similar premise, but I will be much more focused on the core gameplay first, and I think not using the VIC-20 as I had used in the past as developer platform, but the ZX81 will, I think, also help me to stay focused on the main part of the game and away from any bells and whistles that I might add at a later time. But what will the project be about? So the game will be called A Captain on the Bridge, and it's going to be set in the Star Trek universe. So there you see the ship, the USS Sinclair, well, of course, and it's a small ship, it's a scout ship, and I think that info would have been available back then in one of the very early Star Trek technical manuals that existed. And the goal is to be less of an action-oriented gameplay, but more like to take the role of the captain on the bridge. So that will be the main sort of set of the game, and then there is some crew. So the first officer and navigator, whose gender will change based on the player's gender, so that there is always a male-female a distribution between captain and first officer. Then helm officer, chief engineer, doctor, science and communication, which I merged again for efficiency reasons, and then the admiral for the sector as a sort of boss who may give missions or helpful advice at some point. So, and you see the odd in joke there in terms of the names as well. So, as I said, it will not be an action game. It will also not be a text adventure, but it will be rather sort of text heavy. So I don't intend to write a text adventure parser, but rather there will be 16 commands that the captain on the bridge could issue to his or her bridge officers. So every station gets 4 that you can see here. So the navigator can set course, fire phases, maneuver, sort of combat maneuvers, or give advice in the role of first officer. The helm would set warp or impulse speed, raise the shields, and enter orbit. So roughly, I think, matches the task distribution between Sulu and Chekhov in the original series. So that they didn't have a dedicated tactical station and a dedicated helm station. They rather distributed these two, all these tasks across these 2 stations. Then science and communication, they can do a scan, they can open a channel, they can access the database, or read the last log entry, which might also give the player some more input. And then engineering can do a damage report, do repairs, activate the tractor beam, and activate the transporter. So I think with these 16 commands, I should capture most, if not all, important things on the bridge, and then these will be used to advance the story along with some dialogue. So if you think sort of Mass Effect style, so either it's just one dialogue after the other, or there can be a choice between 2 options, and then there will be branching paths. The player at the start, so they can specify their character, their background, so again the inspiration from Mass Effect, and then this sort of Maverick score. So again, think Paragon Renegade if you're familiar with Mass Effect. So the background is being defined. So first, the player character's career before they became captain, and second, and then one major career achievement, and that will then influence some of the available game options as well, and also in game based on choices and actions. You can also then gain or lose Maverick score. So that's then the added sort of quirk of this game beyond normal sort of text adventures. So that's the basic plan. So I hope this was interesting to give a first glimpse into what I have in mind and how I will go about doing it. So if you made it this far, then thanks for watching and stay tuned for further updates on this channel.